Welcome back to Prime Meta League, game number 3 here in week number 6. Tim with Roasted Oats alongside with you today as we got a couple of good teams here. Run it down, Sock Puppet Rodeo. Two teams trying to capture some momentum as we head into their final week next week, right before playoffs, as both teams just trying to, eke their way up the standings and yeah, just try to insert some dominance and show, why these teams can really compete in this league.
Absolutely. And if Sock Puppet Rodeo were to win this game, they could put themselves at second place in the standings at the moment, coming off of a Jumbo's victory to Riftwalkers. As well, Run It Down could keep themselves into a more comfortable position if they win this, tying themselves up with the Blue Buff Bandits in fourth place. And so yeah, at this point, it's a battle to kind of a middle of the pack, keeping their hopes high and hopes alive, I suppose, keeping themselves comfortable getting into playoffs.
Absolutely. Jumbo's previous game streamed was a very strong showing against Riftwalkers. And then the one game we didn't get to stream tonight, Cerberus took down Murder Crows pretty handily in that game. There was some moments of life in the mid game for Murder Crows, but ultimately, just a really creative draft for Cerberus. Got to see a Smolder top in that game,
Oh, wow.
which you haven't seen in a while. So it was it put Murder of the Crows on the back foot, and yeah, definitely showed in that game, which obviously you guys didn't get to see, but just wanted to kind of update you guys on that first game that we had today.
Yeah, it's good to see, and it looks like we're getting ready to get into draft for Sock Puppet Rodeo and Run It Down. Have you seen much of these two teams in your casting yet? I think I've casted one game for each.
I think I
Personally.
only casted Sock Puppet Rodeos, I believe. But yeah, I don't think I think this is my first game with Run It Down,
Okay.
as far as casting goes.
Yeah, when it comes to pure ranking, these teams are fairly evenly matched, matching each other fairly comfortably in the Emerald Plat side of the things. But they have some. I'm trying to remember their exact. It's been a while since I've cast for these guys, so I'm trying to remember their exact hobbies when it comes to playing. I remember Amon is a Thresh and Rakan enthusiast. The support for Sock Puppet Rodeo. Nope, not Sock Puppet Rodeo. What am I thinking? That's Run It Down. Run It Down support. And Knight, from what I've seen so far, has been a fairly melee mid-centric player, getting a lot of. Oh, okay, and that's no longer. What is their name now? Is it Lost? No. What is it? Looking for the mid lanes. Looking at these op.ggs, and none of these look like Knight, so I'm not sure what happened there. But either way, yeah, both of these teams, fairly solid teams. With each of them have their flaws, though. So it'll be interesting to see how they match up here.
Yeah, Knight has been looking at solo queue right now. Has been playing some Katarina, playing some Yasuo, Oriana, Lissandra.
Oh, okay.
So pretty strong power picks in the mid lane. I think the one game that we played, we being Murder Crows, played against Run It Down. Knight was a big facilitator in that mid lane. They definitely like to play around him, try to set some stuff up, some creative stuff, honestly, and yeah, kind of get him snowballing and see if he can carry the game from there.
Yeah, looks like we're getting into bans here. Sock Puppet Rodeo's clearly done their research. They banned the Thresh from Amon, making sure none of that engage happens. I've seen Run It Down have Amon on Thresh a couple of times now. I don't know what they played in their win, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was Thresh. And in return, the Smolder ban.
Yeah, Smolder just seems like he's in just such a strong state. He's got this new build out with his new Grievous Wounds boots.
Oh
And
no, the Omnivamp boots. Yeah.
yeah, or yeah, sorry, yeah. I can't. I thought it was Grievous something, but maybe not.
They
Yeah,
might
but
be.
Diamond
I
Mid
think
too.
it's not Gore Drinker boots, but
Yeah, but that's yeah, it's essentially what it is. It's
yeah,
giant percent heals on Smolder and just kind of helps him get through that early game to become that, raid boss. As we all know, Smolder could be in the late game.
exactly. What are the boots? The boots. Uh, trying to
I
find
feel
what
like
are
it's
their
like
names. I should know. It's
gluttonous
Gluttonous
something or
Greaves.
other.
Gluttonous Greaves.
Okay,
Um,
Grievous. I was in the ballpark
you,
at least.
no,
So
you had the right idea. You had the right idea. Yeah, it's oh, they have not been updated on the wiki. Symbiotic Soul still exists on the wiki. That is
oh
useful. Um, let me find them in the wiki. Oh, here we are. Gluttonous Greaves. And they upgrade to Immortal Path, is what I'm thinking of. Oh, but either way, I'm getting on a very long tangent here, as we are getting into our first lockdowns, and Jarvan is just slammed right down.
yeah, Jarvan is
Very.
such just a good jungle pick, especially if the other side wants to play kind of immobile ADCs. You talk about like your Ash, your Aphelios, your Varus. Not a lot of
Your Orianna
strong
Storms.
mobility, no one with a dash. So Jarvan obviously just takes away a lot of that. Orianna really good with zone control on the other side for run it down. Um, just one of the better scaling mid laners for our mage as far as just utility and zone control. The shield is quite nice. The slows, the speed ups. Just a
Notably
really
with
nice kit.
notably with the removal of Phase Rush, Orianna is a bit weaker, at least in Pro. And potentially at our normal level here, because it's just you just don't quite you have no mobility, basically, other than
Right.
the W on top of yourself, which you kind of need for damage and slow. But matching with the Wukong, a very strong engage.
Yeah, a great dive comp. You have your ball carried. Wukong can get to the back line. You can send both ults right on top of the back line. Zaya, very safe pick on the other side. Obviously, her ult can get her out of some sticky situations. Curious to see who they're going to pair with that support, as it looks like an Ari lock in here for mid.
Or a Zillion support. Could be Zillion mid, but I would expect a support. Even if I don't, even if I'm not right perfectly on who's the support for Black Pepper Rodeo, it's Kazar? I believe it's Kazar.
Yeah.
Who does actually play a solid amount of Zillion. So actually, looks like that's going support. Kazar is a Zillion player, and that champ doesn't show up much. But when he does, what is that champ?
Yeah,
Not
it's
given
it's
his
really
node.
good at the utility. A lot of average Zillion players will go Qmax, but Emax is just extremely overpowered. I mean, you E an enemy, that is like a three
It's a
skin
wither.
wither
Yeah.
you're putting on the enemy team, and obviously everyone knows about the ult, the revive. Can give these sock puppet rodeo players just kind of a second chance if Zillion gets the ult on the right target at the right time.
Yeah. Zaya is almost impossible to kill in a one shot. Because you have even if Zaya messes up the ult and isn't able to do it in time, Zillion presses the button, and so Zaya gets one shot, comes back, ults, and is able to just kind of walk out. And so Zaya can survive a lot. And then once all the big buttons are down for run it down, they could potentially just Zaya can just start throwing feathers. On the other side, Lucian locked in as the AD carry opposite, as well as the ban of Nami. So Nami no matching Nami with Lucian, but Milio's still on the table. And then Xin Zhao and Vel'Koz ban. That seems pretty targeted.
Yeah, I'm surprised to see the Zin ban, knowing that the Jarvan's locked in, unless they wanted to flex that Jarvan to top, but you just don't see a lot of Jarvan top. So I don't know if that was kind of a mental lapse there by running it down, or if they know something we don't potentially, and they just wanted to get that off the board for Sock Puppet Rodeo.
Yeah, no, potentially, yeah, it would be surprising to see a Xin Zhao mid or something, but not technically impossible. Hovering
Oh,
Braum implies a Zillion mid, which would be surprising to me, but that makes a little bit more sense. Kali is currently really strong into Orianna, Because previously, well, with Phase Rush, Orianna had some space. She could play. She had timers to go aggressive on Ackolyte because she could Phase Rush out and give herself enough move speed to be able to walk out before the secondary ult comes in. But without Phase Rush. But in this case, it's going to lock in Ahri either way. Highly mobile mage into the immobility, I suppose, of Orianna.
Yeah, so Ahri, I mean, kind of similar thought process though behind those two champs. Obviously Kali has a little more burst. Oh, Braum. Oh, wait, hang on.
Okay,
Oh, okay. It's
locks in Braum support
Braum
with
Lucian.
Lucian, and the Zehen will be the top laner, blind
Okay.
picked by the Sock Puppet Rodeo.
So I really like Sock Puppet Rodeo's front to back. I think they have the tools to keep their carries alive, whether it's Zaya getting dove on, or Ari's obviously a really safe pick, with her 3 dashes and her Spirit Rush. It's gonna be hard to get on top of them, I'd imagine, but also Wukong, oh well, there's another go button for Run It Down, as they are really just trying to get it in there.
Yeah, I'm noting if Zehen can get the fight long enough, if the issue for Zehen for this team comp is that Run It Down has 3 buttons that say you get one shot. Wukong's gonna ult, Orianna's gonna ult, and Malphite's gonna ult. One of them will be first. It doesn't really matter which. Well, Orianna probably doesn't want to be first, but it doesn't really. But if Malphite and Wukong, they could both kind of go first, and if Zehen doesn't get some damage out, there's no reset for Zehen. Zilean though and Zaya can reset, so Zaya can kind of survive forever, and Ahri is pretty mobile. Can likely, if is either flanking or is just split off from the team a bit, can likely play around those big go buttons. So next question will be, how good can Braum peel for Lucian with how much dive, because as much anti-dive with Zilean Zaya that they have, Jarvan Ahri Zehen is a pretty strong dive trio to get onto your backline.
Yeah, no, they can definitely disrupt some plays, and I think that's could be one thing they're going to really watch on and be coordinated about is, if Run It Down is using tools to get on the back line of Zaya and Zilean, you don't want to ideally just go to the Lucian that can dash away, or even potentially the Orianna with Jarvan and Ahri, and then just leave your Zaya all alone anyways. Like, yeah, the 2 ults of the bot lane is going to buy time, but also you don't want to put them in that situation every time, I'd imagine. That's when hotheads kind of happen, and tempers certainly flow up on the Rift.
Yeah, it's interesting though, because I'm curious, once Orianna, Wukong, Malphite have used their buttons, Lucian's the only damage. Malphite's nothing once the ult's gone. Especially with the amount of, well, that's a lot of AD, so Malphite can block a chunk of it, but once that ult's down, there's not much Malphite's doing in the fight. Wukong, once ulted, is a solid skirmisher, but no more so than Jarvan, really. And then Orianna's a champion still, obviously, like the damage and the shields, and that's still a lot of back. Looks like we got some notes here that I can't quite read yet.
Yeah, the support is having a big problem with his
tech
PC.
issues,
He's getting a BIOS error right now, and they're trying to restart. Looking like, of course, I'm in the client, so I get to see the chat going on there as well. It said we're gonna try to get him on his girlfriend's computer. So
Okay.
would love to see, hopefully the girlfriend has a decent PC to run it on, and we're not getting a toaster
Fingers crossed.
on the
That would
Rift.
be rough to run it down, yeah. But yeah, like Orianna has options once the ult is down, but ult is definitely the biggest part of the team fight. And so the damage is almost completely reliant on Lucian once those go buttons have been used. Lucian
Yeah,
kind of needs to
absolutely.
carry the entire fight, which in a Lucian v Zaya, the issue is that Zehen also exists, and Zehen can do some damage. If he gets his passive stacked up, if he's ready, if he's going, that Zehen can be a problem, much more so than the Malphite will be once the Malphite ult's down.
Yeah, it's gonna be really hard because obviously Lucian, of course, is such a short range ADC too, and you're gonna have to worry about the feathers on the ground. Like people are, kind of just get lost in the sauce sometimes in team fights, especially when there's like a big wombo combo happening with a Malphite, Wukong, Orianna. If Zai gets a few feathers down, she gets a big E pullback, she's got to provide her team a lot of space and just in her own right. And then at that point, it's like, who is really reaching once you use all those go buttons, to get to the damage,
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah,
I
it looks
don't
like
plan on running it down ever doing a Baron unless 4 or 5 are dead.
no,
Being
exactly.
that
Yeah, no,
that,
that's not
that Baron
happening. Good luck
tank
with your
is
damage.
painfully slow.
Oh yeah. No, because like Braum isn't doing. I'm trying to remember Lucian passive, but he likes heals and shields for his passive as well as dashes, obviously. And so Braum's not doing much for that. Let's see, what is it? It's fires it. Nope, that's the Q. After casting ability, does the bonus attacks. Whenever he is healed or shielded by an ally or an enemy champion with 1,000 units is immobilized, the next 2 shots are empowered. Braum can immobilize, because I believe, but a slow doesn't count.
Yeah, it's only going to be a stun or his ult, I guess.
Yeah, so it's going to have to be the ult and the stun. So Lucian doesn't have a lot of use out of the vigilance part of the passive of Lightslinger. Not that Lucian's only that, but there's a reason you mostly see. There's a reason you mostly see Milio and Nami in pro play.
Right. And it looks like PC problems have fixed itself. So I think we're going to be, well, I say starting, but, in the other couple of minutes as they get into the actual client and draft and then get on the Rift, of course.
Yeah, so it looks like we're just waiting a little bit, and we'll be getting into game.
So yeah, look like they did get into the client, so that's good to see. Brahms PC is either fixed or he's on his girlfriend's or he went down to his local Starbucks and has gotten in game.
Yeah, hopefully the game isn't too exciting then for him if he's at the Starbucks, because there's gonna be some shouting if it is too exciting. But yeah, we're still gonna be a little bit of time still, as we have a quick spectators delay is gonna be what's happening. So still have a couple minutes to figure things out once they've gotten into the game properly.
Is there
Is that
any
right?
chance you think Malphite might go AP or at least Malignance just to get a little more damage down, or do you think that is just absolutely not what they want to do?
I don't think it's worth it, is the issue. Because Malphite,
Yeah.
like Braum is a tank, but he's kind of a pseudo tank unless he's ahead. Or, the damage dealers are super far behind, more accurate. And there are 3 like auto attack based AD damage dealers. And so with full armor Malphite, you can do a lot of tanking.
Yeah, that
And
is
so the
true.
disruption could be useful once the fight's actually started, being able to be on Zaya and then getting the slow and the cripple with Malphite's abilities. Like, he's not actively irrelevant once he's used his ult. He's just mostly irrelevant. Whereas if he goes AP, he's genuinely completely useless once that ult's off. The other issue is that if Xayah's paying attention and is really fast on the trigger, you can, like, she could potentially react to the Malphite ult, in which case AP Malphite goes burr, hits nothing, and then is sad.
And then gray screen.
And then gray screened.
Yeah.
Yep. And then just one shot.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this early game gets played out by Run It Down, what they kind of want to focus on. If they want to just kind of give Ori some space in that mid lane. I feel like Ari is a little bit better in lane than Ori is, and so I don't know if they're going to pull some jungle attention that way anyways with the Wukong. Also curious to see, obviously Lucian, a very mobile ADC, how often Braum gets off a roam. Also very hard to just out roam a Zillion, right? I mean, Zillion's move speed can just get around the map so quickly.
Boost, yeah, exactly. Move speed boost, reset the abilities, move speed boost, and just keep moving. And yeah,
and especially with the home guards is.
Oh yeah, no kidding. I never see Zillion, so I have no idea what the level, because you said Q max is not the way to go, it's E max. So for the move speed.
Yeah. So yeah, because Q is the bomb.
Is the most common. Yeah, Q is the bomb. W is the reset, and E is the speed.
Yep. And then E is the slow.
Maxer. Yeah, it looks like Q max is most popular across the board, but even in Masters, it's Q max. Wow, look at that. Oh, except sometimes E max. If you go Guardian with your rune page with Zillion, you go E max. Or there's one guy who does that, because there's only like 138 games with that. So.
Oh, interesting. Okay, well, I guess I was just speaking for experience. I played a lot of Zillion back in my day. Me and a buddy played Zillion Smolder, and we got pretty up there in solo queue.
That does sound. Yep.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I would believe an Emax would work really well. Like, I think your carry, air quotes, is a little bit harder because you just don't have any damage and the stun is slower to get off. But if you're able to just be setting people to, like, slowing people down so that your Smolder can get stacks and comfortably, or just win every fight because the enemy team can't move, that can be quite strong.
Yeah. Oh, client bugged? We're stuck at 26 seconds. Okay, there we go. That was very weird. There wasn't a pause or anything. They were just stuck at 26, and Cow's doing a good job. Zine gets chunked a little bit and wants the back initially. Oh, okay. No, now it's can't.
Yeah, looks like we're both junglers starting on the top side. And path them down. Otherwise, not too exciting. The bite will miss, unfortunately. But yeah, currently looks like. Oh, I can't read these names. I am. Let's see. There's Murder the Orphan. Oh, Cheetah Tickles is mid lane. Yes, this makes sense. Gusty Giggle on the top side. And then let me see if I can find new. Who is it? Oh, I lost it. That's why, because I removed it. That would do it.
Ooh, a big level 2 as they get a good chunk on Xayah there. Braum gets passive fully stacked.
Yeah. Yeah, here comes some fairly aggressive trading. Gusty Giggle is winning it on the top side, but...
Yeah, he's proccing that Comet off cooldown right now with that Q.
Yeah. But here comes the exhaust from New. Gets the pole, gets the knockup. There might need to be a flash here. Yeah, Gusty Giggle from flash and gets out of there.
Just greeted for a couple of those minions walking up to his hand. Got the level up late, but just power, especially with that exhaust.
No kidding. It makes sense, I suppose, because you get ulted in, and then you can exhaust. Let's say if you get ganked, Gusty ults in, you exhaust the jungler when he shows up, and Gusty doesn't have a ton of damage after that. So you survive. Gusty's at no mana, but is able to move out with some move speed there.
Yeah, now he's stuck catching this wave. Is a pretty good chance for the hand to reset. There's I thought some shenanigans going on in the bot lane.
Yeah. Quick poke, but looks like Tattoo got in first, and so murder the orphan. Oh, force the flash of the night. Quick flag and drag.
Fighting bot lane now.
Yeah. Has 3 stacks of concussive blows, but doesn't get the last one, so at this point, still just trading, no deaths yet. Some flashes burnt. Well, 1 flash burnt for Knight and 1 flash for Gusty Giggles, so slight advantage for Sock Pepper Rodeo in the Summoner spell, at least. Quick dash forward. Jagger is taking some damage there. So it's looking like Jagger is being careful not to trying to just catch the wave, trying to stay around as long as possible. Still up CS as the wave crashes in, so benefits to that. And of course, Kaysar still has a potion left, but it looks like we're going to get a quick gank on the top side. Gusty has no flash, but Murder does miss the flag and drag, so Gusty might be able to get out here. Quick auto flashes forward from Murder, and is able to do it.
Yeah, it almost like the Murder kind of flashed in place. We've got another play topside as here comes Wukong at the counter gank.
Oh, trying to bait.
He can spin both.
Gets flashes forward, gets it. But the timing gets out. Oh.
Yeah, Ari takes down Knight in the bot or the mid lane, dropping the Ignite late and getting the pickup.
Oh, well played by Sock Pepper Rodeo, but good kill on the top side for even if it ended up being a 1-for-1 on the top side, and each jungler getting a kill, but at least no death for. Is it new? I actually can't read that.
It looks like Nini, like Nini.
Oh, okay,
also just kind of looks like a little.
Yeah. Thank you, Observer, for the zoom in. But it gives it a cannon minion, -1. Oh, zoomed into the -1. Oh, that's rough. Another quick engage. Nini is keeps going in, gets the pull. Doing a lot of grasp procs here. But Gusty hit 6, so.
Yeah, I kind of thought he was going to fight that. He had the level up advantage at the time, and now he's just slow on health. Knight dropping a deep ward on the Raptor, trying to get some vision, and... Oh!
Yeah, Gusty gets a good... Yeah, one shot's off. Nini doesn't get the passive off. Doesn't come back from that death.
Look at trying to little get a gank down here at the bot lane.
Oriana Shockwave also hits Cheetah, but Cheetah gets the charm off in return. She's trying to just survive out the increasing autos. Tattoo and Murder going for the level 6 flip. Murder gets it, so Jarvan's level 6 here. Could potentially turn this if Cheetah wasn't so low. Tattoo just keeps going forward. So Murder's just out of there. You can see some pings coming down on the dragon.
Really hard to do with that scuttle taken, though. I guess they know the prio and they know the health bar. The Jarvan was low, playing the top side. They have a little bit of tempo, especially the bot shoved.
Looks like that's going to be uncontested. Still some fighting topside. My goodness, they're really just bashing each other's head into walls here.
Yeah, Malphite has done a good job kind of neutralizing what he really wants to do, and just obviously he picked up that solo kill in the top lane with his ult and the low health bar, and just doing a really good job. He's kind of saying even with CS here as well.
And you can see already those armors are stacking. Bramble Vest, 2 cloth armors, boots, refillable pot. Gusty Google is not dying anytime soon. It is just so hard for a Spellblade Nini. Ninu? I'm gonna go Nini. Spellblade Nini to really deal damage here. I feel like I'm wrong though. Well, I need to open it. The issue is that doesn't help me here because he's moving so much. Thank you, Observer. I'm gonna find it separately. We got. I'll find it. I'll find it.
It's just
Nini.
like
It's Nini. N-I-N-I. Okay, it's Nini.
Okay.
There we are. Okay. With that Void Grove's being taken though, and Murder's showing up for this.
Ooh, they don't know. And
yeah, it doesn't get the first one. Yeah, it goes in.
Goes
Tattoo
down.
gets the ult. Murder ult, but he's just one shot by Tattoo. Nini gets the exhaust of flash for flash, ults forward, but doesn't quite get it. Oh my goodness, Cheetah's just going right in. Shockwave up, dashes back, is able to get Tattoo. Potato, and dashes out. Gusty Giggle plays Nini, barely survives, and at this point Cheetah's just trying to escape from the Braum. Is on vision, but question of if there's any escape there. Kaiser is trying to keep Knight interested.
It's gonna be a long chase for this to cancel the back, but also Braum just kind of wasting a lot of time in the meantime.
Gets the charm off. Gets the well played by Cheetah there.
Blast cone.
Gets the charm so that he can get to the blast cone, and then blast cone out. Gets the second blast cone, and he's just out. Well played by Cheetah. A lot of time wasted, but
oh, he's gonna stop the bases too. Oh my goodness. He's playing with his food right now and getting away with it.
Exactly. And he doesn't even miss the wave. Doesn't even miss the wave. At least not the XP for it. They're getting a bit chunked because that's what Orianna does to you under turret. Jagger's going forward because, yeah, Braum is at base. There's no one here to protect Flame. Flame is just having to run.
We're fighting topside once again. The damage numbers of these two top laners are going to be very high just because they're constantly fighting.
Yeah. Yeah, you can see, like, Nini is getting heals from Grass Procs, from the Q reset, but, I mean, with Thornmail, with full armor boots, plus Ruby Crystal, that Malphite is unkillable for Nini.
Yeah, and, I mean, who's going to kill that Malphite when you look at it? You know, Ahri? Is Ahri really going to be able to kill the Malphite? I mean, he'll be able to put health on all that armor as well, and then it's going to be really difficult for Sock Puppet Rodeo to burst through him.
Clean charm, a flash forward from Knight, but dodged by that was very clean. Cheetah reads the flash ult forward to dodge the shockwave, and then from behind, Murder the Orphans comes in and cataclysms.
Yeah, very good aggression there as just gets the, as you mentioned, the double ult there. I mean, the first one was basically used as kind of, a similar dash just to get out of danger there, and also to kite to your teammate as, Murder was coming with the cataclysm, as you mentioned.
Notably, this is looking like Lethality Jarvan with the not Titanic Hydra. Is it Raven? No, Ravenous is the lifesteal. Profane Hydra, thank you. It's one of the Hydras. Profane Hydra versus the Sundered Sky for Wukong. So very different goals, but I can see the logic from Murder the Orphans there. Your main goal is to, well, I guess with Sundered Sky you don't kill Malphite any better than you would with an assassin item. So you're just going with, I'm going to ignore the Malphite best I can, and I'll try and murder the Lucian. Yeah,
if you can get on the Lucian or the Orianna, you're going to one pop either one of them. Obviously, Lucian has a dash, try to be safe, and Braum, with his shield and his ult can kind of mitigate some of that, which is exactly what Run It Down is going to need to do in these team fights in the next couple of minutes.
Quick engagement to Tattoo. Gets hit with the charm. There's the Shockwave. Knocks up during, interrupts the Flag and Dragon. Knight gets a kill. It's a question of Tattoo doesn't get out though. Cheetah Spirit rushes forward and there's the one shot. So 1-for-1 at the end of the day. Is it a 1-for-1? Because Cheetah is getting some damage down on Knight there. Gets the charm, cases around, gets the Q, but not enough. And they're not going to dive, even with the lean ult. Was it called a rewind?
I actually don't know the name for Zillion. I feel like I should. How many Zillion games I've played in my career, but I do not.
It is Chrono Shift.
Okay, yep.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah, but a good job by Run It Down. Obviously, they see the Jarvan kind of caught out, knowing it's lethality Jarvan. A little easier to burst down, and they layer the CC really well. You know, Alt 1 from the Wukong, then the Shockwave, and then Alt 2 right after the Shockwave kind of lands. But that, yeah, Cheetah just wastes no time with that Spirit Rush getting in there.
Looking closely at Nini here as he channels under turret. But yeah, he's getting chunked, and at this point, it's just really hard for him to play the lane. With the solo kill and the other kill, like that CS cap, yeah, you were about to say.
Yeah, the CS difference is insane right now. I mean, 69 is nice, but not when you're down to from 102.
Yeah, no kidding. On top of that, turret plates, yeah, that's a 1.3k gold lead from Malphite in the top side. There's a 20 CS lead, so an 800 gold lead for the jungler. Approximately, I didn't quite see the mid lane gold lead, but it's, oh, thank you. About a 600 gold lead there, about even bot lane on all ends. So really, at this point, it's a fight between the top sides. It's the fight between the top lane gold lead for Run It Down versus the jungle gold lead for Sock Puppet Rodeo.
Yeah, absolutely.
My cat agrees with my comments here. He is currently screaming.
I can't hear it, so I will have to take your word for it.
Yeah. No, I'm glad you can't hear it. He is. I love him, but he is not quiet. Jagger and Flame going in. Oh, Flame is going all in here. Forces the ult out of Jagger with the culling, but will survive.
Yeah, again, just so hard to kill Isaiah. You know, that ult just provides so much time. You have vulnerability. Then you have the E-Paul back right after with the CC.
Yeah, although at the end of the day, I do think it's worth for Lucian for Flame there. Because the culling is a good ultimate, but it is not nearly as good as Featherstorm there. And so, not Featherstorm.
That sounds right.
Is it Featherstorm? I thought Featherstorm was the... No, that's Deadly Plumage. It is Featherstorm. Featherstorm is a wild ultimate and can get you a lot. And yeah, there's the move speed from Kazar, but hits with the Frostbite.
Yeah, he kind of walks back into it.
Dashes forward, gets hit with the charm though. Tattoo's chunked to half just from hitting with the charm.
Cheetah's damage is just insane right now. Just one item and 5 stacks and a Dark Seal, but Cheetah hitting like a truck.
No kidding. Murder goes in for the gets. I had not read Brahm's username.
Yeah, me
gets
neither.
Braum
I try not to.
yeah. Gets Braum knocked up, Mrs. Flame. That's so much worse. Saying gets Braum knocked up does not help when I'm reading that name. But yeah, it gets through the knockup, but doesn't get anything. Jagger is going all in on tonight, gets it. Yeah, quick engage. On the other hand, ult from Spirit Rush for Ahri. And at this point, Flame trying to get the culling in. Quick dash out from Cheetah, gets out, flag and drag out of Murder. But yeah, that's a 1-for-0 on that side, and that's 2 kills for Sock Puppet Rodeo in quick succession.
It's so interesting. We have so much action on the top side of the map, and then Jagger just got that lone kill in the bot lane, and that's been it. I mean, they've had really no action in both ADCs as far as kills anyways. As you see the exhaust on the Malphite, I think is a little premature there.
Yeah, maybe just trying to slow it down enough that Kazar can show up, and I mean, that is some move speed. Nini flashes, but he's got the Chrono Shift on him. He's ulting in, but that Chrono Shift's still going. So he's going to come back, and he's still going to have his passive stacks, but he's got his passive back up now, so he's got a second revive. He has revived the reviving.
Ooh, it's gonna time out though soon.
Flash out, Cataclysm onto 3. Nini does get hit. Unfortunately, Tattoo does survive. Clone is the one that gets one shot. Nini's trying to get out, but Shockwave down. Dashes, but not enough, and Kazar is gonna run away.
Yeah, they just
hovering, but not enough.
They just sent numbers to the top side. Running down just got up there a lot quicker. You know, Knight was there, Cheetah was not, and that was really the difference. Both ADCs stuck mid lane catching waves at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah, on top of that, at this point, without Cheetah, the damage is a bit of an issue. Nini is a bit too far behind to really be doing damage to Malphite, especially with Thornmail and a completed Sunfire. And then Murder has Cataclysm and has damage, like the Sundered Sky, Sundered Sky and the Hydra. I just heard the name, but now I've forgotten it. Sundered Sky and the Hydra, though.
Profane.
Profane, thank you. Thank you, Observer. Observer saving me from all my failing name knowledge. But yeah, like, I just so squishy. Murder the Orphans is just so squishy right now as a Jarvan, so even with the Cataclysm in, just doesn't quite have enough damage and does get one shot, so.
Both teams posturing around this dragon. Mid laners are trying to join up with both sides here.
Yeah, Kazar gets a full thing on that and barely breaks the shield. Cheetah's here, though, so the strongest member is around. It's just a question of can Cheetah actually get on? Can get on something.
Yeah, Sockpuppet Rodeo is very kind of split here.
Cheetah's not even in the fight at this point. Jagger's sticking with Nini, with Kazar on the other side sticking with Cheetah.
They kind of have him surrounded.
Yeah. Oh, Knight gets hit with the charm. Spirit Rush in. Tattoo will get the thing. Shockwave onto one, who does have the resurrection. Chrono Shift. Murder is going to try and go back in. Does get the Flag and Drag. And does get out. Nini is able to ult in, but Cheetah goes down. Shut down by Flame. Does get traded for it. Featherstorm out of Jagger going in on Tattoo. Jagger's just untouched. Who kills Jagger at this point? Nini is able to get Braum. Technically, Kazar does, actually, with the Chrono Bomb. But yeah, a one fight for Sock Puppet Rodeo, even if it's a lost dragon.
Yeah, that was just really interesting positioning. You know, you had 3 on the top side of the drag, and then you had Jagger and Nini down on the bot side, and just run it down. Just could not engage on Jagger. Obviously, he still had the ultimate, but it's also they didn't have any damage on that bot side. It was just a Wukong and a Malphite down on that bot as Jagger's just throwing out feathers and Nina's just kind of hovering around, making sure they don't just dive right on top, and they just kind of got pinched in that. You know, even though they got to secure the drag.
Yeah, no kidding. Dropping down the Herald, trying to smash through. Gusty has enough armor to survive in the 1v1 against Jagger. Jagger just isn't quite strong enough yet. Essence Reaver and Azeel is not exactly going to win you the fight. Does get the knockup with the Rift Herald. Forces Knight has the Shockwave force. Jagger is trying to go forward. Tattoo's forward. But Jagger will survive. No issues here. Kazar's around. Cheetah hits the charm on Tattoo. Oh my god. Tattoo gets chunked. Cheetah is strong. 2-item Ari. 2-item Ari is doing damage. Going for another. That was a greedy recall from Tattoo, and he will just get one shot.
Yeah, when EQ takes half of your health, you cannot base in a greedy spot, and that's exactly what Tattoo did right there. As he gets just another EQ and it goes down.
Yeah, it's looking like Nini's has some pressure onto Knight. Knight's been put a little bit far behind just because of Cheetah won in the 1v1 a couple of times and also has gotten some kills in the skirmishes, and so with no ult, with no Shockwave up, Nini doesn't have much pressure on him. As he is on vision though. But Kazar's around. He's defended, and at this point Knight's gonna get some poke in. Doesn't look like the Gromp's gonna go, but actually quick engage. Gets in. Buffers the Malphite ulti with Dreaded Return. Nini's thought that he had Chrono Shift on a little bit longer than he did. Fortunately gets that out, and now let's see if Run It Down can well, run down the bot lane or run down Sock Pepper Rodeo. Doesn't look
Yeah, meanwhile, Jagger just getting free farm here on the top side, getting plays. Eventually gonna get that tower.
Not even eventually, that is.
Oh, maybe
very
not.
Quick.
They're gonna trade mid though. Cheetah trying to get in there, but Braum doing a good job just zoning them off. Now they want to go on them.
They get the stun. Tattoo's gonna knock up. Let's full calling in. Charm interrupts it, but that's not enough. Tattoo is able to one-shot it. Jagger does also get a in recompense. Top tier 1, but Gusty is also getting a top tier 1, so, or a bot tier 1, so. Trades around the map. Mostly advantageous for Run It Down at this point.
Yeah, I thought the aggression from the Braum was a little overzealous, but he kind of had it. He's like, okay, if I can hit one more, I'm going to be able to get the stun. I know my Wukong's going to be right behind me, and they would layer the CC really well to get Cheetah on that.
Absolutely.
Always tough to pick an Ahri, though. I mean, her ult is just so, makes her so slippery, of course, and it's such a short cooldown with Malignance. It's kind of just a short cooldown in general, but yeah, you need to be decisive. We're going to try to pick her as your pick target, and yeah, Running Down did a great job right there.
Yeah, especially Braum hid the ult activation behind the wall, and so it wasn't easily, because the flash to Orianna shockwave was dodged very comfortably, where this one came out of kind of off vision here, and so Cheetah wasn't able to dodge it.
Yeah, did a good job over that Raptor wall to just kind of, as you mentioned, hide it, and really hard to dodge it when it's not telegraphed right out of Braum's hand.
Looks like his Imposterina's dragon is spawning. This will be third dragon for Run It Down. TP in from Gusty Giggle. Behind in the Raptor pit, there is some fighting going on though. Dodges the charm. No charm from Ahri, but that dragon's already gone. Looks like everyone's out. Sakura very hard disengage after grabbing the dragon.
Half health. They're trying to bust out Gusty, but now teammates arrive.
Yeah, Tattoo is in the area. Went forward, keeps going forward. Another charm onto Gusty, but ult's out. Unstoppable force. Tattoo's has to flash out after the ulti. Gusty might be stuck here. Is able to get Braum passive keeps going. Knight murders and Flame is able to get Cheetah. They can keep chasing this, I think. Tattoo's a bit low. There's the dreaded return. Nini might take over the fight, but does get stunned. Does get the passive off just barely, and so it's resurrecting here. 3v3 as Gusty is just now respawning, or no, having reset and is coming back. I just barely survived that. Okay, so hit with the Winter's Bite, and there's a 2-for-1.
Yeah, it's really tough there for Run It Down. Obviously, you don't get the drag. You commit the Malphite TP to the fight, and it's a little after the fact. So you're still obviously kind of posturing, looking to try to make a play here. So it's not just a loss on all lands that they eventually find a couple there. But all in all, kind of a wash. But Sock Puppet Rodeo did come out with that drag, and now even at 2 drags apiece.
Yeah, and it was advantageous at the end of the day. Knight getting a kill is really nice. He is 20 CS up at this point, and he's just been trying to catch up to Cheetah to an extent, and he's still about at 1k gold behind, but he's catching up. Main issue is still the top lane for Sock Puppet Rodeo, as Cheetah is just, or sorry, Gusty Giggle is kind of unkillable. When he's not getting hit with 3 charms. He has to get hit by like 3 charms in a row and then fully targeted to die. Whereas everyone else on that team, well, we saw what happened to Tattoo.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm surprised we haven't seen a Black Cleaver come out. There's a flash by Knight as the bomb nearly hits.
Yeah. It does mean only Spirit Rush from Ahri, but luckily with Malignance, that thing doesn't have too long of a cooldown.
I'd say you're gonna trade alt for flash every week if you're Cheetah for sure.
Yeah, looks like Flash, notably, flashes. The only flash left on Sock Puppet Rodeo is Kesar at the moment. And there are no flashes on the side of Run It Down. So this is a very low summoner spell game at the moment. Both barriers up for the 80 carries. Knight still has TP and Exhaust on Nini. Yeah, looks like Gusty is getting engaged on here. Movement speed buff for Nini. Jagger's here too. That's a lot of armor. That is hard to kill. They both realize that and they'll back off.
Yeah, I mean, Zaya has the LDR. I would love to see the Zaheen pick up a Black Cleaver here.
Yeah, Zaya might need to do that. It looks like there's a quick push in the mid lane, but Sock Puppet Rodeo will group up a little bit, make sure they catch it. Orianna, Knight still pushing in the bot lane, so they've got some time to catch up together. Looks like Murder's going in for a flank on Gusty, yeah.
Level 17 Malphite.
Yeah, that guy's hard to kill, and Nini's going for it. He almost gets the quick, clean buffer with the ulti from Malphite. Gusty is able to get out of the flag and drag before it hits, and does force the ulti, which is nice. Malphite without ulti, quite a bit less threatening, but
yeah, a lot more beginner players. A lot more beginner players is gonna, you know, when you're in a Malphite situation and you're kind of caught like that, you're in between numbers, you're gonna want to ulti, and obviously Jarvan can just follow you over the wall. So instead, he waits for the EQ to come down before using his unstoppable, and obviously just change directions away from the flag as well, which is very key. Just really heads up play by Gusty.
Absolutely. Nini tried to push the wave, and now Gusty's back on top of him, and yeah, he's taking no damage. He's got 2 armor items, he's got a Frozen Heart, but it looks like there's some fighting in the bot lane. Nini's trying to get out, he's got dashes for days, he should be fine. Well, dashes for days, he got 2. He got an ulti, which he still has up, and he has his thing, but Gusty is TPing into the Dragon Pit. Looks like we're fighting here. 3 seconds to Dragon. There is
and Gusty has ult back.
Yeah, Nini has a TP, so he can show up to this. He has the reward TP ready.
I think they just gotta give this. I mean, both their solo laners are in lane. Yeah, they
Jagger's bot lane, but yeah, they're gonna trade it for a mid tier 2 and likely a top tier 2 as well if Nini can get enough damage down on it. And so I can believe that being worth it. It's soul point, but it's not soul, and that's a lot of gold in the pockets of Sock Puppet Rodeo. Cheetah's getting caught though.
They want to run, yeah.
Yeah, it looks like Kesar's trying to keep some zoning going. Gusty is in the area. Kesar's trying to survive, but there's the slow. Cheetah's out of ult. Looks like Kesar gets the move speed, gets out here. No one else chases. Well, there's still some slight chasing. Quick charm from Cheetah, just trying to get out here.
They're walking them home right now.
They are. Looks like they're actually preparing for Baron. They're standing around it. Yeah, they're on it. They're doing Baron. It's on Vision, but they've forced some backs here. So there's no ulti for Ahri. Is the big
Braum.
Braum gets hit with the charm. You're right. Ulti in from Gusty, and that is Jagger. Featherstorm's out. He does dodge most of the damage there, but he's Zillion ulted. He's doing some damage now. Tattoo's out of ult. Nini's here. Cataclysm goes down. Gusty's trying to go in. Flame is trying to do as much damage as possible, but Dreaded Return down. That does a lot of damage. That's a lot of healing, too. Nini's at full health. Knight is trying to run down Kesar. Jagger's out of the fight, though. And so it's just Nini versus... Well, Knight versus the world, really. Knight's trying to run away from Nini here, because he does not win that fight. And so... But hooked back in. Braum's showing up. Flashes forward to try and get Kesar, but just not enough. Braum trying to stick around. Flame gets exhausted here, but a clean stun from the passive. Nini's trying to keep out of space. Dodges, gets the shield. Flame is some really good dancing around.
Really
down. Yeah, Nini's out of passive. Nini's got no more passive here. Gusty's back up. That guy does not take damage. He can frontline. He can keep them out. Jagger made it back, and that was a scrappy fight.
Such long, extended fights by both these teams.
Yeah, and that's the thing but Jagger dodged. Like the only reason that fight is as close as it is because Cheetah got one shot on Sock Puppet Rodeo. Like we've seen what happens once Nini gets moving. That's a hen is kind of unkillable.
Just as you say that, they're going to collapse on him. He's going to try to trade back.
Yeah, he dreaded returns forward, tries to get onto Knight, but nope, gets stunned. He does get the passive off, which is impressive, and his team is doing Baron on the top side. He is going to get one shot. Flame will take him out, but Gusty Giggle is going to try and slow them down from taking Dragon or Baron, but that thing's gone.
Oh,
that is a slow. Oh my! Wait, that. Wait, it slows the Unstoppable? Or is he just
no?
Or is that just shouldn't.
That's like a bug. I don't know. That looks really.
What happened?
Really weird.
That was. Yeah, I would assume that's a spectator bug, and just like the distance that he ended up accidentally. He failed the ult over the wall, and so ended up going into a wall. But that's a swing. But tier 2 taken by mid tier 2 taken by Run It Down, and bot tier 2 also being pushed in. So there is a trade for that Baron.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Yeah, turrets are 5 apiece.
Looks like Cheetah is going to be able to get this one, because I don't think Knight's wave clear is quite that good. Yeah, they're setting up 15 seconds to Dragon. This would be Soul for Run It Down, but it'd be hard to contest it into a Baron buff, especially with Knight on the top side, even with TP. Braum seeing if he can face check this. Tattoo, face checks, clones back, gets hit with a single bomb, but not too bad. There's the TP in from Knight.
Or Oriana, sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, Gusty's already in here. Malphite ready to fight. Run It Down is not going to give this Cloud Soul up that easily. Gusty's going to try and keep them fully zoned out.
They just don't have vision on the Dragon, though. They don't know what it's at.
Yeah. Yeah, no, at this point, it's Cheetah's trying to get on the backside. But it's gone. If Tattoo dodges this... Yeah, there's the smite. That's Cloud Soul. Gusty gets in an ulti. Flame is down, though. They're going to try and collapse on the backside. Cheetah's down. Unfortunately, Knight is as well. Tattoo ignited, ticking down, survives. So for 2, both Lucian and Oriana will drop, but in return they'll get Cloud Soul. And it's just a question of how much more does Sock Puppet Rodeo get in return for that.
Yeah, I mean, long death timers. They have Baron. I mean, they have no way to stop this siege, really.
Yeah, no ultis, no nothing. They just have to kind of just weather the storm, try and clear out the wave as best they can. Or Tattoo is just going to try and go in a little bit. Trying to slow, but Jagger's alive. There's damage to this, but looks like they're going to back off.
Yeah, Lucian's about to be spawning.
Yeah.
Wise choice, for sure. Oh, until then, I mean, they had no damage healers really on the map with Wukong.
Looks like we still don't have a Black Cleaver from Zehen, but we do have a Black Cleaver from Murder the Orphans. So, bounce out the Black Cleavers. At this point, 2k gold lead for the Jarvan in the jungle. Pretty close. At this point, it's evened up in the top side. Pretty even, about a 1k gold lead for the mid lane of Sock Puppet Rodeo. And about a 1k, 700 gold lead in the AD carry position as well. So you have about a 4k gold lead. It's pretty evenly spread across the map for Sock Puppet Rodeo. The top side is the only real disadvantage they have, and well, Malphite isn't carrying. It's far more difficult for Malphite to carry this game with that gold lead.
Absolutely. And of course, Run It Down. Their go buttons are going to just be that more aggressive with Cloud Soul. I mean, you just get that giant burst of move speed, which is going to be big if you obviously are Wukong or Braum or even Lucian. Lucian's got to be ghost walking at that point within that calling.
Oh, absolutely, and that is actually notable. For Flame, being able to more easily kite Nini does help out. Although Tattoo, it looks like we're going in for a full fight. They went all on Jagger, but Jagger's going to get the root. Tattoo flashes forward. and gets it. Flame is trying to get out, but Flame is down. Gusty Giggle ults in, Unstoppable Force, Unstoppable Onslaught, I mean. Tattoo is exhausted. Gusty's just trying to survive here. They just don't have a damage dealer right now. Knight is currently walking from base.
And neither mid laner in this fight.
Speed, yeah, and unfortunately, Cheetah is the first mid laner to show up. Will one-shot Tattoo. And yeah, Gusty is unfortunately not that tanky into Magic, and Knight is the only one left. And the question is, can Knight defend the base against this?
4 for 1. I mean, supers are coming in. I don't think so.
Yeah, this
Like
is
you
looking
said,
pretty.
wave clear good, but it's not that good.
Oh, gets the pullback too. Flashes forward, flashes out. Cheetah's at half health. Nini's low. Murder the Orphan's also low. Nini's taken 3 turret shots, so he's gotten even lower. His R is also low, but there's still Chrono Shift ulti, so even if someone drops, if Zillion's paying attention, they're dropped. Knight, Culling dropped down from Flame. They'll 1 for 1. Nini goes in. Dreaded Onslaught goes in, but oh, Flame gets hit with the Charm and the stun, but they don't go all in, so that. And there's no Chrono Shift. K-Star to use it on himself, so. Jagger's alive, but walking back, and looks like Knight was able to defend it well enough, especially with Flame coming up in time.
Yeah, Kaiser ideally wants to use that on anybody else, but he had to use it on himself, or else he's just gonna get bursted out by Lucian. Good job, Flame, just kind of closest target, and bursting it down, trying to get onto the next one immediately with supers in your base.
Cheetah fishing for Squishy. Unfortunately, it was Braum. Oh, he's got to run. He should be able to get out even with Cloud Soul, but Tattoo looks like Tattoo's just going to start it. Tattoo and Flame are just going to see how quickly they can burst this. Knight's still not up, but neither is Jarvan. There is no smite on the side of Sockpepper Rodeo. So there's going to be a fight here. Gusty Giggle is still tanky. They'll get it. That's a Baron. That's a Baron for Run It Down. Knight respawned as well in time, and so he'll get the Baron buff.
But now we're looking at, in a minute, that's your next big one, and I think what's that? Even if they do get it, whoever wins that fight is going to walk out of here. I think both teams have been just fighting constantly. 22-19 doesn't feel like a big score, as far as the kill department goes in a 40-minute game, but also, yeah, I mean, they've been going all out of it. There's just so much armor and so much beefiness and so many revives to play through. These fights have been so extended.
No, exactly. No, this has very much been a lower kill but higher fight to death. The damage numbers at the end of this are going to be pretty absurd. Yeah, Knight's just trying to poke out Nini here a bit, especially with Braum hover. Same with Tattoo. Yeah, Gusty's
trying to clear some vision, but
yeah,
blue side just so strong. Obviously, you just set that ping to the back
that
of
is
the pit, and
oh my god! I always forget quite how horrific that Zillion. Yeah, that Wither. That's even is it stronger than Wither in pure speed? Because you don't get the attack speed reduction, but that sure looks slower. Makes the charm point and click basically. Knight did Zonya's. Nini's on Knight. They're trying to turn back around. Knight still has Shockwave, so Shockwave is not used. Neither is Dreaded Return. So no resources used, just Chunk of Health Bar for both, and this Elder fight has started in earnest. K-Star just got Shockwave. K-Star is half health to start the fight. It's going to be rough for K-Star, but... Question of... Yeah, okay, Knight's going to reset.
There's just not enough sweepers on either side here. Their vision is so good. There's so many yellow trinkets placed down. Neither jungler has red trinkets. So there's a lot of wards, these stealth wards, placed all throughout that blue side jungle. I mean, look at that. Lit up like a Christmas tree for both teams.
Yeah. Knight's trying to defend this inhibitor as a bit of a split call. Knight has been engaged on, but does survive. Jagger... Yeah, I mean, K-Star and Nini just doing this.
Uh-oh.
Cheetah's showed up. Cheetah's gotten hit with the Braum. Flashes forward, but that's into the base. That's Ahri down. Cheetah's down. Nini's pretty caught out. Flashes out of the culling. Gusty Giggles gets the ulti off, though. And that's a double kill for Flame. That is pretty rough. That is looking like Elder. Tattoo does fail to clone over the wall, and Murder's really fast. But hit with the Gusty. Gusty gets the poke off, slows him down with the rock. And now it's just his job. Gusty's just going to try and zone him out of the Elder Pit, and he's doing a good job of it. Another speed up from Kesar. So Murder's trying to get in a position where he can actually steal this potentially. And he's not being marked yet. He's on vision. And now Braum and Malphite making their way over, trying to block him. Now they've stopped hitting it. Kesar gets hit with another Orianna Shockwave. Doesn't quite die, so doesn't quite use it. And there's Elder. So at this point, all Run It Down need is a single fight that goes even slightly their way, and that Elder buff.
Yeah, I would have loved to hear those comms from Sock Puppet Rodeo. What Nini and Kaiser are doing in the base. I mean, they're getting that inhib, but they know that Run It Down is coming from Elder. Like, they are just so pinched and so dead, and then Shin Thing uses the flash, uses the ult, and still goes down, and just allows Elder to go over to run it down.
Yeah, it was a rough call. It was a rough call. And yeah, at this point, Sockpop Rodeo is really going to need to turtle and just try and wait out the Zelda. Because if a fight starts at all, they lose instantly. Unless some miracles happen, but like...
Yeah, the only good thing for Sock Puppet Rodeo here is that the siege of Run It Down is so bad. I mean, there's really just no range on that.
No, they have to just kind of all in. Yeah, they have to all in, basically. The charm's down, which gives Flame a little bit more space to walk forward, auto the turret a couple of times. But yeah, Jagger can clear the wave, Sim can Cheetah. Looks like they got the turret. Braum gets the slow. They're gonna get this inhibitor. And it looks like they're backing off and moving bot side, but it was a good call at the moment. But they're gonna back off, head towards the bot side. Another Winter's Bite, just clearing out some vision. How much longer on Elder?
Can't be that long at this point.
Yeah. I've used a good chunk of it. Looks like it's not fitting yet. But she just got a quick flag.
I'd say like 40 seconds maybe.
They're getting another inhibitor, so they're getting some pressure. This is gonna give them some map presence. Double stun, hits the charm. Flame is one shot. Flame is out. Okay, that's the go button. That's a one-shot return, but Zillion is able to ult Cheetah. So they're just trying to get out here. Another charm, Zonya's pull in. Knight is trying to get out, but Elder's gone. Elder just ran out. They're escaping. But there's no dead yet on Sock Puppet Rodeo.
Their TP's top.
TP's top. Braum is unfortunately unable to escape. He's trying to keep two of them busy so that they don't back. Tattoo is alive. He's going to try and fight this. Same with Giggle. Braum will go down, but Nini doesn't seem to be able to... He gets the passive off. He does have a revive. Tattoo's trying not to die here. Clones forward. Murder's around. Giggle is kind of unkillable from these two, but maybe not. It's just trying to slow them down. Just make sure they don't win the game here. Flame is up in 10 seconds. They have to hold off until that, but that's 3 inhibitors down. So even if this is... Even if they're defending the base here, 3 inhibitors down? That's going to be rough for next.
They don't really have a minion wave. Obviously, on Run It Down, they also got that inhib, so they're not going to be crashing. It's not going to be like those super minions are sieging your base by any means. But it's definitely create a lot of pressure, and yeah, Baron is going to be on the table.
Yeah, going back to that fight, even if Tattoo does presence this, a beautiful charm from Cheetah is the thing that catches Flame out there. Just barely hits it, and Nini's trying to keep Tattoo busy. They don't have much damage on Nini, but Flame is in the area, and yeah, okay, Nini's just down. I think he thought he was a little bit tankier than he was. Flashes forward. Kesar is half health. Okay, Kesar's down. Feather Storm Zillion Chrono Shift onto Jarvan. Murder the Orphan still alive. Tattoo's alive. And Braum is going to block off anything coming from Ahri there. Flame is trying to survive. Does have a GA.
Jarvan's just going to run top here.
Oh, yeah.
He's trying to end as they just trying to stall out and get these kills.
Yeah, there's two Nexus turrets still, but yeah, Cheetah's going down, but slowly. But there goes Cheetah.
Jagger.
They're recalling. Flame's trying to get back up. Jagger is able to get Tattoo. TP from Knight. TP in from Malphite, trying to base race each other. GA down for Jarvan, and it's 3v1. There goes Jarvan. Can Malphite take this? I don't think Malphite beats Jagger. Well, does beat technically, but I'm not sure he gets the turrets down fast enough. Not without a minion wave that Zaya can definitely clear fast enough. Malphite's running. Does he have ulti? A couple seconds, he'll get out. Especially with Cloud Soul. Nini's coming, but...
This game is insane. We're nearly at 50 minutes here, Oaks. I mean,
50
we're just back and forth.
We're into another Baron. Malphite will wander into our Baron here as Flame and Knight try and knock it down with no jungler on either side. There are no smites.
I mean,
so
look.
They take it if you
look at the top. Oh.
Yep. Okay, they're gonna now. Yeah, the top. Those minions are gonna try and beat up that. But they get the recalls. Knight's alive. Flame's alive. They get back.
Uh-oh,
the
bot lane.
On Sock Puppet Rodeo are also barely alive. And Elder is back up. The second Elder has a rift.
I just don't know how Sock Puppet Rodeo gets there. I mean, those waves are so strong. But also no Nexus towers on. Run it down. Oh my god. Oh, this is just chaos.
It is. There are no TP. No, okay. Nini has TP, but there's no minion wave there because both sides have enough inhibitors down to have some weird have some minion things. But they're posturing. Knight chunks Nini. Nini is so low at this point. He kind of has to.
That bot wave. Look at that bot wave though.
He dashes into yeah, no. It's going. That bot wave.
It's growing.
Oh, there's a fight. Nini goes in. Nini tries to flash the wall, but he doesn't. And that's the top laner down. Looks like they're trying.
They just want to go mid.
Yeah, just trying to go mid and end the game. Tattoo's trying to hold this. The Jarvan's still alive. He can potentially smite steal this.
I mean, Jagger's gonna be able to burst down the Nexus.
Oh, Cheetah got hit. She got hit down. So Cheetah's down. So it's just Jagger. They have to one-shot Jagger now. If they can one-shot him, they do. Featherstorm, but Flame has enough damage. And at this point, it's just a question of can Murder...
Super down on the other side. My goodness.
Yeah, if Murder can steal Elder, I'm still not sure it matters. I don't think it saves it. But it saves time. No, slightly too late. Didn't have enough vision. Slightly too late on it. Goes in for the Cataclysm, but there's the Elder Execute. That's an ace, and they have minions, Elder, and Baron. You have
I don't think they care about that. You have a Malphite. It's just going to tank all the turret damage anyways.
Oh, 100%. You're just not caring about the minion wave at all. You don't have to take the inhibitor, so I suppose you wait for the minion wave anyway. But oh yeah, that Malphite, and it looks like that is it. No one respawns fast enough. Nini does not save this. And with that, after a 51-minute and 51-second game, run it down, we'll get their second victory of the split.
That was just pure chaos. Those last 10 minutes of that game was just back and forth, just shenanigans from both teams. I mean, we're getting good picks, we're getting bad picks, we're getting flashes over the wall, we're just getting crazy rotations. Minions are just doing so much damage in both the Nexuses. I mean, it's absurd what we just witnessed there in that last game. Really fun stuff though, as always in the PML.
Yeah, what a banger of a game to end us off for the night. Absolutely cinema, for sure. Absolutely cinema. Thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for joining us for this third and final game of the night. GG, well played to all involved indeed. As what a way to end it. What a way to end it.
Yeah, truly just amazing stuff. Thanks to the production as always, the players, Oates, GOAT on the play-by-play call.
Yeah, thank you, Tim, and thanks for casting with me.
As always.
GG's, folks. Have a good night, folks. Thanks for joining.